We have Philadelphia and Minnesota. Minnesota in Philly yesterday going up the Rocky steps, and that's appropriate because Rocky would have liked what happened tonight, and there was the eye of the tiger on both sides.
Look at you.
You love this, don't you? All right, here, break it down for us, guys.
Yeah, Embiid just
Watch back in the back there. Watch.
being ridiculous.
But you
Locks
see-
arms
see-
with Karl-Anthony Towns, then starts pushing and shoving,
Yeah, he
then
incites
goes at him.
this.
He incites the whole thing.
No question.
And then
Look at-
Karl-Anthony Towns, they
Ben
both get in
Simmons
a
coming in.
headlock.
Yeah.
Watch Ben Simmons here.
He's trying to break it up.
He is, but watch him after the fact now. Because you have Jeff Teague's pulling Embiid away. But
Look, he's pulling him away.
yeah, and then he gets on top of him.
Yeah, because Cat wanted to get up and go after him again.
He's got him in a headlock.
he pinned him down to try to keep him down.
And Cat taps out like he taps the floor. Like, I mean, Ben, get off me really cool.
He's like, get off.
You know, come on.
What is
you
that?
got me around the neck.
Well, it's one thing to get into a skirmish, but to have a
Look at this.
chokehold
Now,
like that?
here's the issue that if I'm Adam Silver, I have an issue
Yes,
with this.
that's a huge issue. This is adding games to his suspension, inciting the crowd, acting like he did nothing wrong, acting like he's really funny and cool. And up on the top, that's
Yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns' mom in the stands wants
Ready
to
to
go
get-
after him.
Wow.
Get round two.
If you're Elton Brand in that situation, as you saw Embiid going to the tunnel when he passes by him, do you say, all right, let's calm down, just walk to the locker room? Brand just standing there with his arms folded, kind of with a little, sheepish grin on his face, like, yeah, I love this. I mean, if you're
That's
Adam
why
Silver,
I
do
don't
you
have
see this?
faith in this Philly team, and we've talked about favorites in Eastern
Haven't lost
Conference.
yet.
You have faith, I know, but when it really matters, do you really have faith in Embiid to be a mature professional and
Well,
come
that's why
through
Al
when it
Horford's
matters
there.
the most?
That's why they did what they did by getting Al Horford, because they need a reliable defensive anchor, true pro, hoping that it has an impact on that locker room.
But can we talk about the skirmish?
Yeah, let's do that. I was going back to it too.
Yeah, I mean, what is Embiid doing? I mean,
That's what I'm saying about the
Karl-Anthony
overall
Towns
picture with him.
Wanted no part of any issue. He was just locked arms with Embiid, and he was going to run back on defense.
They were getting
It
blown
was
out
like-
at the time too.
Right.
It wasn't like
and then all of a sudden Embiid just starts pushing, shoving, acting a fool, and I mean, I don't blame Karl-Anthony Towns for reacting the way he did. There's only so much you can take of a guy just pushing your buttons the whole entire, in that whole entire situation. He was talking smack to him earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
He's flexing on him after he gets a bucket. So, I mean, you're continuing to agitate, Cat. And the only thing after that, if you initiate the fight, is, all right, well, I'm a man as well, so I have to stand my ground.
Right.
I've been waiting to see what player was going to eventually say, I've had enough of of this act.
Embiid's clown act.
Because he's been doing this for a while. And when he was a younger player, it was funny. He was just trying to have fun, and there was a lot of that to it. And after games, he would joke about it. But he's done a lot of trash talking in the media. He's done a lot of this now over the last couple of years. And I was waiting to see it. And so Karl-Anthony Towns is the first. It might not be the last.
And
Because it does seem like
Karl-Anthony
guys have had it with this act.
See, this is where when you dole out suspensions, Karl-Anthony Towns squeaky clean. Image is perfect. Embiid with all the Instagram, Twitter, this, all the little behind the scenes stuff. You have to come down more on a guy like Embiid in this situation.
How many games do we think?
I mean, I think Towns is going to get 2. I think Embiid could get 5.
I agree with you
With
on
the
that,
way
Wally.
he-
At least 5,
Send a
yeah.
message.
How about Simmons, 2?
Nah, Simmons was trying to play peacemaker. I mean,
chokehold.
Well, Simmons in the game, that's why I don't know,
chokehold.
because the guys came off the bench.
And
that's what you've got to watch.
Simmons was in the game, I think. He was.
he?
Yeah, he was in the game.
All right.
He was part of
He
it.
got there pretty quick
So I
then.
think he was trying to de-escalate the situation by jumping on Cat
Agreed.
and keeping him down.
Agree.
I think Simmons was trying to play peacekeeper, and also Simmons' image is not bad. So Simmons doesn't have a history of acting a fool. You got to come down on guys that act a fool like Embiid in situations when they incite stuff like this.
Especially afterwards on that fight. I mean, inciting the crowd, waving them to roar louder. He's throwing, he's shadow boxing and everything. I mean, that's fake toughness to me. You don't do that.
That is definitely fake toughness.
It's like a hockey term, instigator.
Right.
I mean, this is definitely instigator issues here. It's very interesting to see how the league handles this because they don't.
You're suspended, Wally. You're out.
Ever since, and obviously we all know Malice at the Palace. Ever since then, they have a zero tolerance of this stuff.
Right.
All right, another hot topic, guys, in the NBA. How about Anthony Davis? 40 points, 20 rebounds, made 26 free throws last night. That's a franchise record. Great start for him so far with the Lakers, and they won last night.
Will Chamberlain played for them, and that's a franchise.
26 makes.
26 makes, and he made 18 straight.
And he only played 3 quarters.
Yeah, and he made 18 straight in the third quarter.
He only played 3 quarters.
And granted, it's the Memphis Grizzlies, so it's not a formidable opponent, but still 40 and 20 is 40 and 20. But I'm more concerned about his shoulder, right? Going into this game, he was saying that, it was very sore, wasn't sure if he was going to play. Right, he's wearing the T-shirt. He actually had to come out of this game because he was experiencing just some tightness in the shoulder. shoulder, and they had to rewrap it. So for him to go back out there to produce against a team like Memphis wasn't really worth it, though. In today's load management era, and you know what the Lakers are trying to do.
He only played 30 minutes, though. I mean, listen, if you're only going to play 30 minutes, give me as many touches as I can possibly get in my 30 minutes against Memphis.
Oh, Memphis,
it's not like he logged 40, 45 minutes. He was definitely, they milked his usage for sure, but that was a phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
But with him, it's always, you're right, Cam, it's been his health. That's been the issue. Can he stay healthy, and can they sustain this type of performance?
But isn't that the biggest question for the Lakers?
Yeah.
As great as they potentially could be because of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, the question about them, and that's the difference between the two LA teams. The Clippers have depth, and they play defense, which travels well. The Lakers have 2 stars, and then the rest of that team, right? So if you lose one of those guys,
pretty good veterans
coming back.
They got Dudley. They got Daniels.
Did you just say they have who?
Jared Dudley. I mean, they have.
That's the first name you came up with.
I
You're
mean,
trying to convince me that that's the team.
Caldwell Pope.
You want to keep coming with a name that's going to at least get my attention?
They get
There you go. You gave me one guy.
Danny
Green. We love him because he's from Long Island.
Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley?
Rondo's coming back at some
Take
point.
that
I mean,
over
he's
there.
a champion.
You're trying to reel.
Hey, we're searching, man. We're searching. We're just trying to throw anything to see if it
Avery
sticks.
Bradley's a borderline all-star when he was with the Celtics.
Don't look at me like that.
play.
They got good veterans.
Yeah, that's got to be a better topic to talk about than the Lakers, right?
All right, all right. How about what's going on with the NCAA?
Oof.
Now, who knows when it's ultimately going to take effect, but the NCAA has said that college players can now get compensated for their likeness if it's using a commercial.
Well, they got to vote on it yet.
If it's it's gonna go
January
through.
2021, right? Is when it would.
I wonder if
It
they
won't take effect.
They are gonna they're gonna vote on when it's gonna take effect, but it's gonna ultimately take effect. The question is, you guys are former college athletes, Southern Illinois hoop player. Wally World, of course, Miami, Ohio in 1999. What do you guys think about this?
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I mean, it sounds all well and good. Yeah,
the other sneaker?
Right, the other sneaker, right. And what's the price tag on that sneaker?
Now, it remains to be seen when it's going to actually take place. The way the NCAA goes, it might be years.
Well, it's not going to be the same thing as the California law that was
Right, it's going to be completely different. Yeah, a little different. It's a step in the right direction. Again, like I just want to see what the next step is after this. Yes, they have to put it to a vote, and I'm sure they're going to vote unanimously. Excuse me, get that out to make this thing pass. But at the same time, though, you know the NCAA at the end of the day, they're a corporation. I mean, they want to make sure that they're not giving up too much money, right? So they still want to have some kind of control over the sport. And having these student athletes making sure that they're not getting too much power.
With these laws being passed, they saw the inevitable and they figured they try to get out in front of it. But how much do you?
Yeah, let me ask you.
You're running 99, right?
Well, would you have, if this was in place in 99, would you have made money off of Wally World?
A ton. I mean, they were selling T-shirts all over the place. They were selling memorabilia. It was a big craze.
You didn't get a dime,
campus.
right?
No.
Do you remember? Do you remember how much your Red Hawks jersey cost? Like went into the bookstore?
Yeah, of course.
And that thing was flying off the shelves, of course.
So, but that's also a concern of mine. You know, you have 12 guys on a team. You have other guys on scholarship. If there's one, star player and he's benefiting so much from obviously the sales of his
and
merchandise.
What would be the equation though? Like
it's making a good point though.
It's how's that going to look on with the rest of your teammates?
You're worried about the jealousy factor that
possibly.
That he's making money off his name, and now maybe he'll be a little more of a selfish
and how
player
much? Like what kind of cut are you going to get from a Wally World T-shirt?
That's a good. That's what's to be determined.
Right, exactly.
That's what the NCAA is concerned with, and that's what they talked about. Why they're trying to keep it to more of the standard of college basketball and not let it become like almost like fully pro.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that they don't want that to happen, because what's going to happen now is that we're already seeing players come out of AAU with a brand already. Think about that, right?
Yeah.
You've already had one name brand type players, and when they play in college now, they'll bring their brand to college, and that could be a whole new thing.
And that's
now
also going to change recruiting.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're being recruited, you're going to want to probably go to a little bit more high-profile school where your merchandise is going to be more valuable and it's going to sell more, as opposed to, the smaller schools like we went to. That's probably going to hurt recruiting for some of the smaller mid-majors.
Bigger markets like New York, L.A. I mean, that plays a big part in this thing,
I don't know if they'll
too.
ever get this
Ohio
right, though.
State.
It's going to be really hard to
These
get
guys
this right.
get free dress shirts. I mean,
I just want to know how we can be down with the team. I mean,
Give me the high bar in college, baby.